Hello and welcome to this kind of special episode of the Convention Creative Podcast, where we are going to be talking about my year, all about me at conventions this year in this Gilles Conventions Wrapped 2025. I'm not going to let Jay talk. Let's just go. Hello. Hi, Jay.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, today we are going to go through some stats, just a little lighthearted touch on all the things that we did throughout this year, and just to give you an idea of the scale of things behind the scene, aside from what you've already seen through our social media, through our podcast, or even visited us in person.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We've had Spotify Wrapped, we've had YouTube Wrapped, whoever did that one, but...
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake.
I think this is the one I'm genuinely interested in, because, of course, this wraps my first year of conventions as well.
It's not about you.
Yes.
So I'm curious to see what statistics surprise me and which ones I'm like, no, that's my experience of the year.
Yes. It took me about 2.5 days to gather the entirety of this information, which honestly, even though I was the one going through this experience, it still surprised me. Some things were a little bit confusing, other things were a little bit startling, but all in all, it just gives you a perspective of the scale of everything you have been through as an artist. So I greatly encourage for other artists to do the same thing.
Absolutely, yes.
That said, as Jay mentioned, we also had our Spotify Wrapped, which was for conventions. This is the first time myself experiencing a Spotify Wrapped. It was very exciting, and I want to thank everyone who made those stats what they were, because they were fantastic.
Yeah.
If you want to see them, go to our Instagram.
Yes, they are all over this. They are on the socials. They're on the socials.
They're on their socials. We're very excited for them. However, we thought it would be a little bit too self-indulgent to talk about them.
Very meta to talk about the podcast on the podcast.
On the podcast. Podcast numbers on the podcast are a little bit sus, so just leaving it for the socials. Have a look, and thank you if you were one of the many people who contributed.
Yeah, it really genuinely means so much to us. It's really a nice way to end this year, to look at all those people who have supported us and been there with us. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the con scene.
About time!
The con scene.
And what Gilles Illustrations has managed to get through in 2025.
Yes, and I am going to verbally say this on video, so it won't be edited out. This will be full of effects and images and things, so good luck.
Yeah.
Let's go. Again. Second intro. Third intro. No, I'm joking. Firstly, the first number that we're going to be tackling is how many conventions we attended this year, which is wild. Keeping in mind that at the start of the year, before we even started the podcast, I was booked for a total of 5 conventions for the full year. This included 3 MCMs, MegaCon Manchester, and AnimeCon. The reason why these were pre-booked is because they are booked well in advance, and more or less I wanted them to be the final events that I do, because as you all know, I was transitioning between maybe not do this anymore, maybe scale it down, we don't know what we're doing. I was going to use these 5 events to get rid of the final stock and see where that leads me, whether it's starting fresh or starting just an overall new career elsewhere. I don't know. So from 5 events, we moved up to doing a total of 18 conventions in the year across 6 different locations.
Yes.
And that does not include events that we attended without actually exhibiting.
That is purely actual convention locations we actually traded at.
Exactly.
Crazy it's that high. Like literally over doubled.
It is wild. It is wild. What I will say is that we were immensely lucky that we did the podcast, because without the podcast, a lot of these events which take pre-booking would have not even considered giving me a last minute table. Yeah. But because of the work we've put in the podcast and because of how I essentially showed that I was aiming to go from square one all the way to the end game of what this year ended up being in terms of where my table is at. We were lucky that a lot of these events wanted to support us into giving us a last minute space. Sometimes that worked to our advantage because the last minute space ended up being a really pricey one that was really front row, like it was at MegaCon. We love you, MegaCon. Other times it didn't work to our advantage, like UK Games Expo. But we managed to be there, and we did 18 events. Little rundown. We did 5 of them in London. Yeah. We did 4 of them in Birmingham. Yeah. We did 3 in Manchester, 3 in Glasgow, 2 in Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes. What are you doing, Milton Keynes? And 1 of them in Edinburgh. However, like I said, that does not include events that we were at, or that at least one of us was at, for podcast purposes. Yeah. Like when you went to Bristol and
you Anna Manga
Pop, exactly.
Okay, things are spinning and smacking the crap out of each other.
And I did a few other one-day events that it is what it is. It's wild. It's wild how we went from 5 to 18.
And we're still alive. Again, it's yeah. The fact that we've survived is crazy. I think the fact that you were able to arrange to attend so many events within the year itself, like you said, because most of these that you had no intention of going to. The fact that some of these events going into January, we didn't even fully know existed. Like some of them, like throughout the year, like there's this new event. Do you want to be part of it? And we're like, absolutely. So again, thanks to the podcast for continuously providing us opportunities. So
100%.
I have very much learnt how busy a con season, which is basically all the time.
Yes.
How busy they can be. So I appreciate it. It's very impressive, and also just to so many locations cross country, England and Scotland.
Yes. I am curious how this is going to reflect next year. We already have a building list of 2026 in terms of events that we applied for, events that we are booked for and paid for, and unfortunately events that we that we attended this year that we did not manage to get back in again. But I am sure that they will be potentially replaced with something else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Fun fact.
Historical fun fact.
Which is like a random added thing.
Go on.
The most I have ever heard and seen, not just heard that like some made up number, but an actual list of events that someone did in a year was 48.
That hurts my brain to think about. But just not physically. Well done. I
mean, it is physically possible because they did it.
They did it. But like, yes. I physically couldn't. So a huge applause to the people who can do that many cons.
Yes.
Though, who knows what next year, maybe we'll be like 18th. We'll be in numerous locations at the same time.
Go. Be everywhere.
Crazy things could happen next year.
Maybe that will happen. Maybe we will be in London and Manchester simultaneously. You don't know. You never know with us. Yes. 18 conventions, though,
Yeah.
that
So,
translates more or less into about 303 hours on the show floor, not including
yeah, this is it.
setup time and breakdown time or traveling time, right? So this is 303 hours
Just
of retail.
trading. Just trading is, because that's a lot of hours.
It is a lot of hours.
The fact that is literally that's just the time we like open shop basically until we close shop.
Yeah.
Everything before and after. It's just, I would not even want to begin to think what that number is. That's an insane. I don't even know how you could quantify a number like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For
it's a lot.
scale, right? If you were to even try to consider not just the amount of hours that our table was open for business, but keep in mind that we're always there about half an hour before.
Yeah.
We leave at least half an hour after the event ends, right?
Yeah.
That means 1 hour per day extra, right? Now, every event, and we were at 18 different ones, are generally 2-day events. We have more 3-day events than we have 1-day events,
Yes.
right? So if you multiply 18 times 2
Yeah.
and add that per day, that's already another massive amount of hours, which I think is 36 hours, right? Math is not my thing. We are not going to be doing this live.
Yeah.
So, but that's an extra 36 hours just on the days that are there. Imagine if then you add another 6 hours plus maybe 4. So 10 hours each event, another 180 hours of setup and breakdown.
Yeah.
Right? And then all the travel time. Because it's traveling
There's a lot of travel.
takes forever.
I mean, like, we were just discussing, like, we were doing things in Glasgow and Edinburgh, and, like, we are nowhere near those locations. That is
No, we have to fly, we have to go to airports, we have to go through taxis. Where there's van rides that have sometimes taken 5 hours. Sometimes if we're traveling with Printing Black Rabbits from here to all the way to Glasgow, that takes about 8 hours. So, again, these hours build up, but that is 303 hours that you were standing in front of my table and I was burnt out, smiling and giving you my best slave face.
just a slave face. It is so many hours. It's very impressive.
It is.
And I think people think, oh, you just close, and then, like you said, like the setup and everything is so quick, but it's not. And even though I will say in the year, I feel like you do learn things and you get into a good routine of like speeding it up. But then because we've grown so much in this year,
we're always adding new things,
introducing new things, which means you then have the growing pains of how does that work? How do we put it away? Where's it going to live? Like
exactly.
So it always the amount of hours adds up.
The practice definitely makes it faster.
Yeah.
But the more you introduce new things, the more you're throwing obstacles, basically. Yeah. 18 conventions, however, do not come for free.
Which is crazy because people all the time just think we just show up.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Do you know how many times we're at con and someone gasps at the idea that we need to pay to be there?
Yeah. It is not
What
free.
are you thinking?
How do you think these cons make their money?
Oh,
It's
no.
business.
They think that overselling tickets.
Oh, yes.
Overselling tickets is how they make money. Bless you, child, for being that naive. No, they make their money out of selling the space.
Yeah, you rent a space.
Right.
Like any business.
Exactly. And in our case, this year, we spent £9,753 in table costs alone.
Table costs alone is the key thing.
Exactly. That is tables. That is not hotels. That is not traveling costs. That is not fuel for the van. That is not food, breakfast, lunches, dinners, whatever. That is definitely not alcohol because that alone is a couple of £1,000.
She got sick last year because she was what? Because she was drunk. She got too drunk.
And it is also not like stationery that we need, like carrier bags or prints, like regular stationery, like little bits and bobs that you need to keep the table running. That is literally just the space for the time allotted, whether it is our 6x3 space at MCM, a little table at a one-day event, all those accumulated go up to £9,753, which is crazy. I can guarantee that it would be about 15 grand or more if we considered hotels as well.
Oh, easily. I think, like you said, the key thing is it is the table cost alone, because that money pays that space. Literally every single thing you see in that space is an additional cost.
It is,
like,
of course.
Everything there is an additional point to that price. So like you could spend just under 10k and just have a barren space with no stock and no display items, nothing to back them with.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a lot.
Exactly. It is a hefty figure, I would say. But a heftier figure to our table cost is how much we spent on t-shirt stock.
Yeah.
And this is t-shirt stock for the table. This is not Kickstarter rewards. This is not online shops. This is not test products. Like we had these sweaters made for us so we can see what they look like or wear them at the table and so on and so forth. This is stock for the table. And we spent on t-shirts alone £15,917.
So much money.
Yes.
And it shows you just how much it costs to stock 18 events.
Yes. And that's it, literally t-shirts alone. It is flabbergasting. It is. It does goes without saying that t-shirts is now probably my main focus. I heard this a lot, especially towards the end of the year, that a lot of our table friends who support us at events say that we are the go-to t-shirt table. Which is very heartwarming to hear. I will say that when I started conventions in 2019. I was the pin table. Right? Where I had about 200 different pins on display at my table and maybe like 6 t-shirts for people to choose from. Now we're at a point where we have a constant of around 30 designs of t-shirts for people to look at, and it just works for me. So I'm very happy with that. A small shout out to our t-shirt manufacturer, Shirt Monkey. They have been absolute stars. I recommend them for a variety of reasons. If you do end up working with them, please let them know that I sent them your way, because they are absolutely fantastic. I have been at an MCM until a Sunday evening, counting stock while we're breaking down, make a chart on the way from the venue back home, sending an email on Sunday night, and begging them to give me stock for the next Wednesday, for that same Wednesday. So 3 days. And they helped us out more times than I can count, and trust me, as you can tell from how much we spend there, it is not 1 or 2 t-shirts. We order 200 t-shirts at a time, 300 t-shirts at a time. So they are absolute pros. The quality is fantastic. The print size is massive. Unless you're washing your shirts in the most horrific ways with belts and other materials that are going to scratch the fabric, not putting them inside out, the print is not going to go away anytime soon. So I sing their praises every chance I get.
They've done a really good job. And like you said, at short notice when we've needed them, they've come through. Talking of looking at the year, popular meme of you folding t-shirts, single mom works 2 jobs. And also the fact that this year, when we talk about t-shirt stock, this was the year that you introduced stocking additional sizes at cons, which again, which has been received
up to
really
3XL
well.
now.
And people have really appreciated that we do that. But it does mean more stock because as a whole another all those designs need another size of quantity. So yeah, it's
Yes.
that when you start to think of it like that, that number does really make sense.
Yes. Fun story about Shirt Monkey this year. But we sometimes need to have it stocked, shipped to an event, to a hotel, to a friend's house that is staying nearby. So we can, pick it up there and not give them a little bit more time to be able to prepare the order, basically. And we had one of our orders, unfortunately, shipped to Glasgow when we were back in the London adjacent area. And our event was in about 3 days' time. In London. So there was no way of getting this back because I'm not physically there. So we had to have our friend Glasgow's go collect this massive order from their co-op and to somehow take it back to theirs on foot, because they don't drive, and wait for DPD to recollect it, redeliver it to us. And the people at Shirt Monkey, our contact, she was up late at night trying to have this sorted out for us because she understood the severity of the situation. And again, it was wild. It was intense. I was a tiny bit stressed and anxious, It will solve itself. No. I was very frustrated, but it got resolved. And again, I sing their praises because any other company really would have been like, well, I'm sorry, this is where it was sent. We don't know what is going to happen next. But no, it was resolved. And after that, we now double check and triple check where the order is going to be shipped to, because we still sometimes need orders not sent directly to me. And as Jay mentioned earlier, that cost is not including packing and folding the garment.
It doesn't include the labor.
So if you order t-shirts specifically from Shirt Monkey, I would tell you other companies, but I don't work with other companies. There is a cost if you would like your shirt to be folded and to be put in those cute little plastic bags with the little label on them. However, you pay an added cost for each one. Per each garment, you end up paying somewhere between 40 to 45 cents per garment. Now, if you are making a small order of maybe 25 shirts for an artist alley table, that makes sense for you to pay that, because stocking labels and stocking plastic bags and everything, it's probably not worth the couple of pounds. However, when you are ordering about 2,000 plus t-shirts
adds up.
in a year, that cost does add up significantly.
Yeah.
So we have to fold and we check specifically every single garment that comes in. So please appreciate the fact that we fold every single thing, because it takes hours. It literally takes an entire day or day and a half per con just folding t-shirts and doing that. But that number, that cost number, could have been a lot higher if we didn't do that.
Yeah, just think at the base value of it all, that this year, almost 16 grand's worth of t-shirts were personally folded by us and labeled by us.
Maybe we should make them a little bit more expensive because we touched them. Maybe they'll be cheaper. Yes.
I am curious though, because if we've spent that much on t-shirt stock, what other high costs, what other products stock costs?
I want to say the the next highest stock was, in fact, the beanies. Now, for those who are in the know of my product, I launched these beanies in 2020 during the pandemic when no one could go out. And I had that stock for a very long time. Not because they weren't selling, but because I had them during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was discouraged by the fact that people weren't buying my beanies in my online shop.
Yeah.
And then I took less and less of them at events.
Yeah.
When we were talking about doing the Sonic Kickstarter, we thought about what if the Kickstarter kind of like blew up and went viral and everything. Spoiler, it didn't. And we had enough money to restock hats. Would I bring hats back? Where would they be a viable thing? So I reached out to my manufacturer from 2020, and she said that they still have all the files, they still have all the embroidery measurements and everything. All we would need to do is supply them with which design we want to do, and she can do new samples. And we did. So we decided we were going to try and not only get some old hats back, but to do the Shadow and Sonic design. People thought that, it will be easy to have those designs brought back because, nothing costs real money and it just appears. But unfortunately, with the Kickstarter not doing as well as we hoped at the start of the year, I had to self-fund that cost myself from cons. And the cost of the hats, including the customs and the shipping fees and everything, was of about £4,000. Right? I'm giving guesstimates for this because the cost that I actually figured out and put down together was including another item, which I have been kind of lax about, which is enamel pins. Okay. I haven't produced enamel pins in some time.
Yeah. And the beanies and them all came together in this one Kickstarter. Yeah.
Exactly. So while we ended up making, I want to say a little bit over $2,000 from the Kickstarter,
roughly.
I can't remember. I don't have the stat on me. Do forgive me. However, the cost of the Kickstarter pins as well as the beanie hats ended up being, including shipping, including custom fees, including mold fees and everything, a total of £6,930. Which meant that after £2,000 of Kickstarter, most of which including your shipping costs and the Kickstarter fees. So we only saw about £1,500 of that. We needed to make another £5,430 ourselves from cons to just pay for them to be produced and not making a single profit out of any pin, out of any hat. Thankfully, we can say that that has been paid off.
Yes. We love that. We do love that.
little claps, because it's not a big clap; it's a little clap. So yes, it is not a massive number, thank goodness, as much as the t-shirts, but it's still a hefty amount. When you keep in mind that we go to con and we sell £10 pins and £3 stickers, and sure, the t-shirts are £30 per t-shirt, but to be able to pay your rent and your bills and food and everything and still manage to save up to pay an extra 5.5k for a promised set of beanies and pins, it was a pretty stressful start of the year. I'm not gonna lie, it was a time. It was a time. It wasn't a time I was very particularly happy about, but it was a time. I know that our pin manufacturer follows my socials and she follows the podcast and everything. Hello. So shout out to them for being particularly amazing. This year, I am working with a new manufacturer. I am working with a very different ethic than I did before. We are working under contract with rules that protect both artist and factory. So I am having a lot of better experience working on pins this time around. And I'm very much looking forward to new designs next year. I don't know what I'm working on fully. I know that we might be doing more Sonic pins because there's a few designed, but beyond that, that is all I can say about pins.
And we don't just have the beanies, we don't have the enamel pins. There's a lot of paper product we sell and just paper stock of things we have as well. So
Yes.
that's a whole nother cost. Just more costs, people.
Our paper products, and that includes prints, postcards, the flyers for the podcast that we gave out. We have way too many left that we needed to throw some out. Stamprelli sheets that we
Yes, I
did
forget
with
about those, yeah.
printing like rabbits, the little art cards and everything. The new banners, which we filmed and never posted online. We did an unboxing of that. It was great. The flags that you saw at the final event of the year, I guess most of the podcast people wouldn't have seen that, but there was flags and similar stationery all came from the lovely people at Instant Print in the UK. And we spent a total of £5,228 on paper products with a single, I was going to say small business. They're not a small business, but a single UK business. You know, it amazing how small businesses help fund larger businesses in this country. Crazy. Again, another hefty little number.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting with that specific one, for me personally, is that whereas the others are, but making purely product that you then would hope to make a return on. That's the whole point of a business. But obviously, because they do paper products and makes a lot of point of sale stuff, that's just stuff investing in the brand and how things look and how we present things to you. And there is no direct financial return on that. That's just investing in your business and hoping it brings in an overall appeal to bring people in. So not every expense on these things is like an instant.
Stock.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. There is a lot to say about spending money on banners and flags and things like stamp rally cards and flyers. You know, you are taking a gamble, and it could work out in a way that it is going to attract more people to your space, or it could make absolutely no difference. But at the end of the day, it's a gamble that you need to take. It's just one that you need to be a little bit mindful of. For example, this year, we learned that we don't necessarily need 15,000 flyers for the podcast, and that maybe 1,000 would have been enough.
Always aim for the stars, you know.
Or not do not aim for the stars, because it's a lot of money. For now.
You can't breathe beyond that. Calm down.
So yes, stamp rally sheets. Maybe you don't necessarily need 500 of each sheet when you're only doing 80 prizes. What?
Well, I don't know. I think that's right.
Some people do wild numbers. But yes, it is still important. It's important to refresh your banners from time to time. It is important to add little things like flags or whatever, anything, because people who are used to you at con have seen your space enough times that sometimes a little facelift is what will make a maybe absent customer return to check you out again. It doesn't need to be a rebrand. It doesn't need to be a whole shebang. It just needs to be a way for you to show even to yourself that you're investing money in this for the sake of your love for your brand.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you put that perfectly. That's so well.
I think it's important to invest in you and your brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I think it can.
So now that we have said how much tables have cost, how much t-shirts have cost, how much prints and pins and hats have cost, right? I think it's important to kind of say what was the return.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Right? Because as we stand now, I think we're somewhere around 25 to 30,000 pounds spent.
Yes.
Right? Which is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But what did we take in return? Now, because in the past, when I have disclosed direct numbers for takings and earnings, it made some of my closer friends feel a little bit apprehensive. Not because they didn't approve, but it made them compare. And the last thing I want to do is make anyone feel like they need to match up or they need to feel some type of way in regards of knowing how much I make. You know, I'm not shy about talking about it in a one-on-one setting if someone asks. However, talking about it in an open way to everyone might make some of my colleagues uncomfortable. So instead, we decided to narrow everything down by percentile.
Yes.
Right? And the way we worked this out is we took every convention and we divided the total amount that we took by the amount of days in the event. For example, if you think about it, right? If you try to compare something like MCM London, that is 3 days, with Milton Keynes Comic Con, that is 1 afternoon, that is more or less hours than a Sunday at MCM.
Yeah.
It is an unfair comparison.
Exactly.
Not just because of the amount of footfall, which is another subject, but because of the time that you're there.
You have more time to trade at one than the other.
Exactly.
So I think doing it this way, I think it gives a more fair idea of what the average taking would be per day.
Exactly. Exactly. And it gives you an idea of the scale of how much people wanted to spend at that particular event, right? That is more what we're leaning towards.
Yeah.
Because, again, there were events that surprised us.
Yes.
Because they were smaller events.
Yes.
But even though they are smaller than something like MCM London, they kicked MCM's London in the throat.
Yes, in the throat. Which sounds intense, but I can't think of a better way of describing how the stark difference. Yeah,
right?
Really is that.
So our top 10, before we mention the top 10 though, they are mostly all going to be big events. So I would like to basically thank other events for having us there. Not being in this list doesn't particularly mean anything otherwise, other than it wasn't a particularly big taking events. And the ones that I particularly want to mention is RakuCon, the baby event that regardless of how small this baby event is, always in our hearts, which was towards this list. It is increasing every year. Every year, the taking percentile for Raku is going up and up and up, and I am genuinely proud of it. And also the 2 Glasgow events that we did this year, which fell short from the top 10, but we just love doing events in Glasgow, and I am very much looking to returning. The rest, you're great.
Yeah. Much love.
Much love. Okay, thanks, bye. Oh, and Inferno Fest.
Yes.
We love you. Now, starting our 9th and 10th place, we're just going to group them together. They are Hyper Japan London and Hyper Japan Manchester, which Hyper Japan London and Hyper Japan Manchester were more or less on the same scale of takings.
Which is one of my surprises of the year.
Really?
To be honest, yeah, because Manchester is their first time doing it there.
Yep.
So a whole new city, a whole new audience. Will people get it? Do people even know Hyper Japan? It doesn't have the reputation that it has in London and stuff. So I think there was a whole potential there for I think people prepared for it to be slightly less takings than London, just because new event.
Yeah.
But so the fact out the gate it was taking similar takings as its London equivalent was very impressive.
I thought the most impressive thing about those takings were the fact that Hyper Japan Manchester was actually maybe 1/3 of the size of the London event in like floor space.
Yeah.
And people's reactions weren't necessarily fantastic.
No.
On the first day, on the Friday morning, you heard
Yes.
someone say something. Please tell the story.
This is for the parent.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It was the Friday where it had not been open. I swear it was probably around midday, 1ish, and the parent and the teenage child. The teenager said to the parent, like, "Mum, can we go home now? We've been around here twice and I've seen it all." And she was like, "We bought a 3-day ticket. We're going to be staying." So that was one of the things.
I would say after 40 minutes of walking around, you probably would have seen everything that was there, and then the rest of the time would have been shared with the stage, seeing the performances, which were many and were fantastic.
Yes,
and I have to say, the selection of performances for Manchester were a lot less intrusive in terms of sound than the ones in London. I particularly enjoyed them more, I will be honest. But beyond that, you had to fill your time looking at artist tables and booths. The only purely Japanese experience that was there, aside from the food, which had a massive, massive line because there were 3 food stands in total. One of them was an American donuts type thing, which
is that every
not very Japanese. The other one was the good old onigiri that I absolutely love. That was my OG con food in 2019. And it was nice to see them back because I hadn't seen them in quite some time at cons. But the other one, I want to say it had like an hour wait at least to get food from them. Yeah. And people were snaking around the event to get food from them.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it was literally the sake experience and artist tables. I don't think there was much else in terms of culture. Maybe someone selling like Japanese bowls.
Yeah, I think at least included with the price of your ticket, there was not much of, like you said, the cultural stuff to it.
We're getting off course, though. We're just describing the event. What we're trying to say is that because of the scale of it and how small it was, our idea was that it's going to be a lot less takings than London. But in fact, it was less by a 0.1%, which is not bad, even though we personally both had issues with the Manchester event, which we will talk to you about another time or maybe never because we're sick talking about it. But beyond that, it was definitely worth doing in terms of takings. Now, this list is not going to include, this is all takings. It's not profit.
Yes.
However, little bit of added information from myself about the Manchester event. The Manchester event ended up costing, even though we live closer to London, and even though we have the experience of the London event to book it earlier and knowing where to stay and what to eat and so on and so forth, it was half the cost to do the Manchester event than it was to do the London event, which means that Manchester ended up being significantly more profitable.
Yeah. Genuinely, who would guess? Because I wouldn't have. Genuinely took me by surprise.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh. And then because I assumed Again, Manchester came out of nowhere relatively to London. Everyone knows the London one's going to happen. They booked well in advance. Manchester was announced and we were to book for it. Yeah, I just assumed, our outgoings would be way higher. So when you turned and said, oh no,
No,
I was like, oh my goodness.
no. It again, Manchester is one to keep an eye out on. If you're tempted, sign up. In 8th place is one that I am surprised that it ended up being in that position, mostly because I remember being very frustrated with this event for a variety of reasons, and it is UK Games Expo. Now, I think what spoiled UK Games Expo for me was because even at MCM London May, the week before, there were so many people coming up to me and saying, oh, whatever you're making this weekend, you're going to do better at UK Games Expo.
Yeah.
This wasn't just the one person. This was a variety of people selling a variety of things. Some of them catering for t-shirts like we do. Even though it's a different theme, it's still a similar product, or, so on and so forth. There were other artists who said a similar thing. There were people who have been going to UK Games Expo for goodness knows how many years. Everyone said very encouraging words. And then when we were there, it's in 8th place, not first.
Yeah. That says everything
We'll leave
you
it.
need to say.
We'll leave it at that. The next set of conventions, I feel like come to no surprise to the smug cosplay community. They're like, obviously this was going to be up there. We are very happy that these cons are here, mostly because we want them to be in the top 4, preferably. But in 7th place, we have MegaCon Manchester. Shocking that Manchester is the bottom 3.
It really
is the third one.
This free listing is not the order I thought it would be in any way. If you had told me, I would have given you very different numbers.
So to just carry this on without being too wordy about it, we have MegaCon Manchester in the 7th position. We have MegaCon London in the 6th position. And in 5th place, we have MegaCon Birmingham. The percentiles between them is significant. With MegaCon Birmingham being quite solid for us. It has to be said, we had a lot of things going for us at MegaCon Birmingham. Our placement was
very good.
Insanely good.
Yes.
We were on the main strip in a booth facing the actual carpet where people were walking up and down all weekend. We had the Bentley Jones Absolution gig backing us up because we had all the Sonic stuff and people were going to the Sonic event after visiting us. So everyone was wearing our t-shirts that they bought at the day of the convention. We launched the silver statue for the first time. So people were coming to see the silver statue. So we had so much going on for us at that event. London? You know what? I wouldn't have thought this would have at the start. If at the start of the year, if you had given me a list, this wouldn't have been top 10. I wouldn't have thought this would go top 10. But starting the year with a shadow appearing, right, being there, still unpainted, still all black, right, from the first coat of undercoat, and having a new selection of t-shirts that I did after the premiere. It was intense. Everyone was very into it, very excited. And it made this event. I did about 1/4 of the takings that I did this year in the prior year at that same event.
That's crazy.
I literally did more at Rakukon the year before than I did at MegaCon London. And now, suddenly, it is in 7th place. I need to keep looking at this list because there's no numbers next to it. It is wild. I am genuinely very happy with MegaCon and how they treated us this year,
Yeah.
the care that
Yeah.
they took in the placement for us, the things that they accommodated so we can have statues there. They have been absolute stars, and we poured a lot into each MegaCon. Every time
really
we
did.
tried to
Yeah.
do something different. For Birmingham, it was everything silver. For London, everything post-premiere. For Manchester, I did cosplay for the first time.
Yeah.
We had the smallest possible space. That is something to keep in mind
Yes.
here. Because for Birmingham and for London, we had a booth which was fairly spacious.
Yes.
Because we shared with Printing Like Rabbits, and we kind of stole a little bit of his space. Like, you move there. no, move a little bit that way. There, that's where I'm
There we
fitting.
go.
Right? But in Manchester, we had a one table space in a trader lane. And I haven't had that since 2019. So to have a 2019 size setup but still be in this list is wild.
Yeah. That definitely made me think about use of space and also how the best way to utilize space and the return you get doesn't necessarily, like, if you're going to have a bigger space, really make the most of it. And because you can, it's amazing what you can do and actually bring in that amount of business with a smaller area. I was very impressed.
Yeah, 100%. I am genuinely surprised with how limited space we had. Again, it was purely me booking a small space because I didn't think much of it, and instead it flourished into something great. Thank you to everyone at MegaCon.
Yeah.
We do have a lovely booth booked for January. We have a double space, trader space, for Manchester.
Yeah.
And not only will we have a space at Birmingham, but we will also have a space at their end of year Birmingham event, now that they have announced it.
Yes.
Because as MCM Birmingham is moving from November, December to August, in case you didn't know, this is an announcement for you. MegaCon swooped in, saved the day, and
really did.
took those dates for the MCM and are making a second MegaCon Birmingham at Dundee.
Which is true. Which PB called from the very second it was announced that MCM were reviewing their dates moving into the summer, and then literally as soon as you heard wind of that, you're like, MegaCon need to snap up that slot.
Yeah, we were giving the information from for Birmingham moving from December to August for MCM during London October Sunday. This is because there's people who start booking for the year after, if you have boots, not for us traders. And when they came out, we were kind of tipped, like, I think they're changing the date. And everyone was like, I don't know, this could, be a disadvantage for everyone. And I didn't even question it. I was like, I'm not concerned because MegaCon will swoop in and take in the day. It is the logical thing for them to do. They have done this for MegaCon Manchester. It was previously MCM Manchester. They have done this for MegaCon Birmingham. It was previously an MCM Birmingham at the start of the year. And it would have been silly not to. I applaud them for doing it, and it was the right thing to do, and we're all going to have a great time. That leaves us with the top four.
Yes.
Now, the top four are interesting.
Yeah.
In fourth place, we have the last convention of the year, which was MCM Birmingham.
Yes.
MCM Birmingham, if we were to give people an idea of numbers, in 10th place, we had Hyper Japan Manchester, and we made around, as a rounded figure for you to kind of gauge where things are, 3.5% of our taking rating chart, right? At MCM Birmingham, we did 6.97. So we did per day double and a bit of Hyper Japan Manchester, right? Which is pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good number. That right? So let's keep in mind we were satisfied with Hyper Japan Manchester. I wouldn't say satisfied. We were happy with it.
Yeah.
Right? We were happy with it at 3.5. Top 4, we have MCM Birmingham, which is at 6.97.
Yeah.
In third place, we have MCM London October,
Yes.
the most recent one.
Yes.
Which is at 10.9.
Yeah.
So we once again added a massive chunk
Yes.
onto that.
The gaps are getting bigger now between these numbers.
Right? MCM London May is in second place with 12.08%. So now we have more or less quadrupled Hyper Japan Manchester per day,
Yeah.
right? If for context. In first place, we have SonicCon
Yeah.
that is at
This is crazy.
24.84%, which means that at SonicCon, we made twice as much in a day plus what you would expect from an MCM London Saturday.
It is hard to describe how crazy that is because people.
Yeah.
I think if you told someone, in terms of per day, this 1 day hotel con took in more money than an MCM.
MCM.
You'd be like, no, that's silly. That's not possible. It's MCM. But like the intense love that this fandom has
Yeah.
is clearly proven in the numbers.
And before this is somehow misconstrued, no, it was not oversold. No, it was not so packed that you couldn't walk around. And to be honest, none of these events are crazy.
Legal capacities to everyone, fellas.
Crazy. But it was absolutely intense. And I cannot tell you how much pride and joy I have to see this convention being the top ranked takings for us, especially because it is not built out of a massive organization like MCM. And with all the love that we have for MegaCon, it's not that scale, right? It is built by a small group of intimate friends who are dedicated and put all the love into it, and it created this monster of a convention.
Absolutely.
Which honestly was the best experience ever. Well done.
It's a great example of being embraced by community. Like I genuinely, like having been part of this community for many, many years at this point, it was nice to see how fully embraced we have been by that community. Like there are so many people who are known people in this fandom and stuff, and like respected influencers and stuff who now know us and love what we do. And I'm really happy that this year they've sort of embraced your work into this fandom they have. And I don't think we have yet. I'm sure it will happen, but like this is the first opportunity I've really seen like where we really ingrained what we do into a specific fandom and all the opportunities that's brought us.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's been beautiful to see Flourish and and SonicCon. It's just sort of the peak. That is really the like top
peak.
of it is peak. Of how all of that coming together throughout the year, all the building relationships, all the building the portfolio really paid off on this one day, which is so good.
Yeah, SonicCon, the GOAT.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. we can end the episode. End credits.
End credits.
Do we have end credits?
We have an end thing yet.
There you go.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I'm curious. That's all of the numbers we did.
Yes.
In terms of how they're there. That's really good to know. And again, I'm still surprised by some of them. It's crazy.
100%.
But how does that compare to your previous years?
So, if you followed my socials, you know that I harp on about how last year was just not it. Reason why I was going to end my career, retire, and move to a old people's home. But our best 2 years were 2022 and 2023. This was off the back of COVID ending. People had money saved from staying at home for more or less a year. They were spending left, right, and center, and it was absolutely nuts. We did a lot less events than this. In fact, I want to say that during COVID, I didn't do any events during COVID. In 2022, 2023, my average a year was 10 to 12 events, right? Not 18. But we did 26% more than our best year ever at cons this year, followed by 2023. So we have done more events, yes, but I feel like we have leveled up significantly.
Oh, yeah.
We have smashed a lot of the previous records. There are still events that in the past we did better at. All 3 MCMs are literally that. But that said, it is what it is. Events are ever evolving, and you can never really pinpoint where one is going to land. There's still a lot of boycotts happening with MCM as well. So, you know. But 2025, good year.
Very solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, 2025. You've done well for us.
Thank you. And those numbers are reflected in what stock sold the most, right? Our top selling stock this year was beanies in 5th place, stickers in 4th, thanks to our switch from we previously used to use sticker wrap, but now we source our stickers locally thanks to our friends at Decal Empire. As soon as we started working with Decal Empire, and this is literally no exaggeration, I have always exhibited my stickers. I used to have them out at every event, and when I tell you that stickers were not selling, I could have gone a full weekend with selling like 3 or 4 stickers, right? As soon as we started Decal Empire stickers started flying.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I can even say it as someone who's only been doing it a year, because obviously Decal Empire we took production throughout the year. Yeah.
I think we started June.
And I remember being like, oh, I guess people just don't buy stickers at the beginning of the year. And then, like I said, we got this working with Decal Empire, and like ever since, like every con, they always do well. They always do well. So yeah, there was a clear change. It's crazy. Impressive.
In 3rd place with our top selling ranked items is A4 prints.
Yeah.
The t-shirt designs translated into art prints seem to do really well, though most people genuinely comment about the make of our prints and the lamination especially, because it's very tactile, very satisfying. In 2nd place are enamel pins, which to me is a surprise because we only have the Sonic pins as new pins. We almost sold out of the shadow pin in a year, which is really good. It's a really good sign. We need to restock it at the beginning of the year, along with the new pins that we're going to be making. But that is really good. And to absolutely no one's surprise, the thing that sells the most at our table is badge buttons.
Can you imagine? Can you absolutely imagine?
Imagine.
He's funny. This guy's funny.
No, it is t-shirts.
What?
Say what?
The t-shirt guy. Oh, what?
Imagine. In fact, badge buttons falls under the 3 things that sell less at our table or sold less at our table this year, even though we hand press each one.
Yes.
Why must life be so hard? Why must I fail in every attempt at masonry?
We press those. Buy them, please. However, badge buttons, acrylic keychains, and sweatshirts are the things that sell the least. It is sad because people keep asking, oh, when are you going to bring in more sweatshirts? However, they just don't sell.
This is the thing, like, there's a reason why they are bottom of the list, because for those 2 items specifically, they're the ones we've brought to events the least. Acrylic keychains, they've had some random appearances throughout the year. We've brought them back more towards the end of the year, and they've started to pick up a bit of interest again, which is curious.
They sell only when you price them down and put them down as a discontinued item or discounted item, right? When they were up at a full price and in the full-on display with the little sticky things that people put the acrylic keychains in, which is lovely, just doesn't work for me. They don't sell.
Yeah.
Unless people are grabbing the key rings in their hands and shuffling through them in a bin, like they're in a rummage sale at a discount pile, they just don't sell for me, which it makes it sad because I think they look quite nice, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And sweatshirts, you know, I think not everyone loves them the same way. T-shirts, which are more universal, and even the people who do love them, it is such a seasonal item. Like,
it is,
you're not going to sell them in May, so it's
no.
It's a
May, June, July, August up until maybe October. It's difficult to gauge them and what is fashionable and what is in the eye of the fandom at the start of the year doesn't necessarily mean that is going to be in the eye of the fandom at the end of the year.
True.
So even if you make a restock of sweaters at the start of the year,
This is the thing, because like if you have a t-shirt line, this is purely business stuff, but like if you over order in stock because you're planning ahead, for example, then you can bring it back for the next line of cons post. But with sweatshirts, if you don't clear that stock like in winter, once you start hitting spring, it's dead stock, really is. So it is a more risky item.
Yeah, so we decided to leave that for the website as a website exclusive.
Yeah.
If someone is coming to con and they want a
Really
specific
wants it.
sweatshirt, they can let me know like a month or 2 in advance, because that's how long it sometimes takes to get a sweatshirt done, because it's not a t-shirt on black, so they don't carry the garment. It's complicated. Just tell me in advance, and I might bring it with me.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted talking. Our top-rated convention setup, to no one's surprise, again, because it was the best one to date.
Oh, easily.
Based on most likes, most comments, most social media interactions, and also how many times people walked up to us and said, oh my God, this looks so upgraded and so cool, is the last convention of the year, which was MCM Birmingham, where we had a 6x3 space and we threw everything at it.
Yeah.
We brought out new flooring, which made it super welcoming. We had our t-shirts in the back using the Shirt Hero, which genuinely lifesaver product. I need to buy more. It is the best way to display your t-shirts easily. We had our little bookshelf stands all around the perimeter. We had our life-size statues. We had flags. We had new banners. Honestly, it is the best layout that I had all year.
Easily the best, and a great example of the culmination of everything we've introduced throughout the year and
all thrown
honing
at
those
once.
skills and mastering what works, what didn't work, and then to this. And then on top of that, like you said, still bringing new elements on top of all that refinement. I've never think I've received as many compliments as I have about floors. Like the amount of people who love the flooring, love the flags. Like, it's just really nice.
Yes.
I was going to ask you actually, because obviously we're talking about what's the favorite setup based on likes and comments. But my initial thought was, but what's your personal favorite? But it's probably the same one.
It is. It is. It just looked so good. It was overall the best laid out. It was easy to get all the products. I don't think I had any designs I wasn't particularly happy with in the background, because I worked my ass off in curating the t-shirt line in the back. It was just the peak of the year in terms of convention layout and setup and everything. And everything that we learned, like you said, throughout the year, and all the little information that we got, what designs worked, what didn't, taking the top sellers and repeating them on the shirt wall to decide. So they are double there, but they have the biggest chance for people to see them twice over. It sold a lot, and it did really well for itself.
Yeah.
Surprised it's not top 3. So. Disappointment. No, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I will say that the flooring takes so much time to put down that I don't know how often we will actually have it. But I will try and have it at least at places we have booths.
Yes.
And if we have something like MegaCon Manchester, where we have a double space, I will try and do it if I have the energy.
Yeah, sure.
Basically. That's that. Another thing that we did this year, which is quite interesting, is that we tried our best to feature other artists. The reason why I wanted to do this initially was because we were going to UK Games Expo. I knew that I had 2 of my dear friends, Cry and Glasgools, who had products that would have done really well at that event, and one due to commitments and the other one due to location couldn't make it there. So I thought, why not host their products on our table? They gave me a price list for it. We did a very small markup on each product, and we let every customer know that they were buying and supporting an artist that couldn't make it to the event when they bought one of their products. It ended up working out really well. I dare say that at UK Gamers Expo, Cry's Baldur's Gate t-shirt sold more than any of mine. So that is as frank as and honest as I can be. It worked really well, especially for the featured artist. Aside from that, we also hosted Illustrator Jake at AnimeCon, which was lovely to have Jake and Kay at our table for that weekend. We have hosted the one and only Sonic Cage Dome throughout the entire year.
Oh my goodness.
Who is that? And we featured some of the commissioned pieces that Jay had done through Sonic Cage Dome at the start of the year. However, at the latter side of the year, we started officially collaborating on designs.
Original pieces that are done.
Yes.
Actual collaboration between me and you.
Yes.
Yeah, so
where Jay got into sketching, and I just finish the piece with line art, color, and just translating it into what I would feel would be a good t-shirt design or a sticker design. And I have to say that they are some of the best pieces that we have on display at the moment. So we just need to keep you drawing them. Last but certainly not least, the last featured artist that we had at the table at MCM Birmingham, last event of the year, was Bentley Jones.
Yes.
We absolutely adore Bentley. He is literally part of our family at this point. We love hanging out with them. We love talking to them. And it was just so much fun to see people's different reactions to seeing Bentley at an artist table.
Very good reactions.
At MCM.
Very good reactions.
Some were different and some were very different.
Yes. Yes.
There were moments where I asked our table helper Sky to go stand beside Bentley in case someone got weird.
Everyone was really good though.
But everyone was really good.
Really good.
Everyone was really good.
And Bentley was such a pleasure to hang out with on the day.
100%. Such a star.
And just nice to see them again interact with their fans and get the opportunity to meet them, especially because Sonicon was crazy.
Yeah.
So this was another opportunity for people to get to meet one of their favorite Sonic artists. So it's just really, really nice. Cute. And again, as a Sonic fan growing up, just kind of cool to see us now.
I bet in 06, no one could have jumped out of a time machine and been like, in 2025, you're going to be at a comic convention.
I'm going
standing next to the singer,
to the person of this song. Yes.
He will be your friend.
Literally.
And you will be helping him set up to do signatures and album signings.
If you had told me that back in 2006, I'd be like, you crazy. And you're going to have a carvery with them? Mad.
And not a carvery with Bentley, chap.
Which is one of my favorite exchanges of the whole day. But yeah, it was
wild.
Amazing.
Shout out to our friend Sleeping Solace Art.
Yes.
Omi is amazing.
Yeah.
That was such a funny interaction.
Yeah.
The best.
Just the realization, you're Bentley Jones. That's amazing.
This was mid-meal.
Yes. And then sending the text message to a friend who's a big Sonic fan, like, I'm having a carvery with Bentley Jones. And the response being like, that's the best sentence I've ever read from you. Like, what the heck? Yeah, so
amazing. Amazing. Talking about Sleeping Solace Art, aside from featuring artists, we also featured working alongside other people through stamp rallies.
Yes.
I did a total of 4 stamp rallies. My first time experiencing this, and it was fantastic. The first one was organized by Lucas Arts, our friend Raluca, and it was Sonic Heroes themed. We also did a duo stamp rally at Hyper Japan Manchester alongside our friend Printing Guy Krabbits, where we started doing our little coins. You will have to look up our social media and find out what that is. I'm not going to explain it right now. We've said it too much in these weekends already. We did a second coin stamp rally with Printing Guy Krabbits. This one was Springtrap themed.
Yes.
And that was at MCM Birmingham. And we also did a stamp rally with Sleeping Solace Art.
Yes.
That is K-Pop Demon Hunters, where I drew Baby Saja in a shoujo manga style of the 80s, which was lovely. And it was just fun. It was fun to participate in this, but it was particularly fun having a carvery with them. And talking about, purchase patterns and stamp rallies and how we will be doing more next year. So absolutely. I am very, very excited about one in particular that we discussed. I'm already making plans for it. But that is for MegaCon Manchester. It is like August of next year. June, July, August. I don't know when it's happening. I'm confused. Aside from featuring with other artists and working with other artists, I also had the pleasure of taking a boatload of photos with different cosplayers because I cosplayed for the first time. I have to say, I never thought I would see the day, not only that I would cosplay, I've done drag before, I can get in a costume, but I never thought that I would take the time to wake up 3 hours before convention starts when we're already there super early to set up the table and be there in cosplay. But we did it. We did Baby Saja, or I did Baby Saja and Femboy Luna, which I had a lot of fun playing around in and trying to be in character as much as I could by basically being moody and bitchy, which is a default setting. I want to thank our friend Sky for helping me with the makeup for Luna, because otherwise it wouldn't have looked nearly as good. And I want to thank everyone who took a moment to ask me for a picture, who took a picture of me, took a picture with me, and overall the wonderful, encouraging words that I received. Let's be honest. I fully understand that I looked absolutely nothing like Baby Saja. But having my dear friend Amber Wolf come up to me and be like, oh my God, you're cosplaying. Also, you look awesome. And I'm like, it's my first time. It's like, oh my God, that is so cool. It was so endearing and so much fun. And thank you everyone for your support with that. It was awesome. We also ended up on a random massive YouTube channel with that.
Oh yeah,
but that's a story for another time.
They're gonna tell me later on.
But now, as we wrap up the year, because this episode is going to be 17 million hours long.
75 years later.
What are the plans for 2026? And I have listed down 4 things that I would like to do in 2026.
Ambitious, sexy, and has undetected gonorrhea.
Firstly, I would like to expand on more fandoms other than Sonic.
Hey, about a Sonic, a sewing about a Sonic.
And Sonic, right? Because
we have a very robust portfolio of Sonic now at this point.
Yes. Keeping in mind that post SonicCon, we listed down 14 other t-shirt designs that we are going to do for SonicCon next year. Which, will I have time to do anything else? Watch and find out. I would like to work on more Digimon. I would absolutely love to work on more Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
I would love to finally have a Miku design.
Please.
Because, oh my God. I want to go back to drawing some of my more illustrated work, more prints, specific designs rather than t-shirts in like a shoujo and shonen style. I also would like to do some proper shonen t-shirt designs, maybe a Dragon Ball design. I don't know. It's there. I also would like to do more D&D themed stuff because I only have 2 D&D t-shirts and I don't think the public really knows just how much I enjoy D&D.
Yeah.
Only because I don't sell dice doesn't mean I don't love D&D. However, suggestions for new fandoms that you think I would enjoy working on or that you know I already love but I have discarded or not worked on recently that you want to see come back, just leave a comment. Let me know. We would also like to test some new products. Jamie has been really, really on my ass about doing lanyards because
someone to put my pens.
Lanyards are a thing. I have been really wanting to do socks and cardigans. I'm obsessed with these artists doing socks right now. Shout out to Shay Creations, shout out to Fox Sleep, and their varied portfolio of socks. They both absolutely smashed it this year with a selection of socks, and they were very kind and generous in giving me their manufacturer, so I know what to do, how to template it, and so on and so forth. I just need to actually get on it. And I want to do socks. I want to try and do cardigans, maybe at least test one for myself and see if I like it. That is like my own bucket list for the year. Working alongside Decal Empire, I want to try and do sticker sheets because they have been requested. And also it would cut down on the amount of character stickers that I have at my table.
True.
I also would like to try and do some holographic things inspired by our stamp rally, our K-pop Demon Hunter stamp rally. We had little art cards that were holographic, and I like glitz, glam, and glitter. So we are going to try and have holographic stickers and holographic prints.
Am I all shiny? Am I shiny?
And you never know.
You never know.
There's so much to do, and I have been saying I want to do stationery and sticker sheets for the last 3 years, and I still haven't done it. So, but I'm holding myself accountable this year.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. This year it will be different.
It's on tape now.
It's on tape, yeah. From the cosplay side of things, I would like to cosplay again. I think there are 3 main things I want to try and do with cosplay in terms of the actual cosplay. I would like to do another furry character because I had a lot of fun as Luna.
You really did.
I did prefer Luna to Baby Saja.
Yeah.
Probably because no one was trying to tell me I'm Baby No Money every 2 minutes. But yeah. And secondly, I'd like to do a drag outfit. I would like to either do maybe a rouge as like a full-on drag. It'd still have a beard, but you know, chest and everything, you know, with hair and full-on wig and teased up and so on and so forth. I have people in mind that I think will help me with this year, or next year rather, and I'm very excited about that. I also would like to do my first duo cosplay, a pair. I think I will be asking one of my dear friends to do a cosplay with me. Maybe it will be Jamie. Maybe it will be someone else. We will see. And lastly, those were the 3 things that I want to do in a cosplay sense. But then one of those 3 things, I would like to take part in my very first cosplay photo shoot, which would be very exciting. It would be exciting to document it. It would be exciting to be a part of it. And it would be just something that I think we would make an episode out of.
Yeah.
So watch this space for that. And lastly, last 4th thing that I would like to plan for 2026 is I'm toying with the idea of bringing back my T-shirt and pin club, which was previously run through the P website. That seems to be banned from every platform. Anytime you mention it, your content is just cut out. So we're not going to mention it today. Where essentially monthly I used to make a design which would end up on like my T-shirt wall or my it's just a normal product.
Yeah.
But the people who support the club would choose to get a pin a month or a T-shirt a month or both, or stickers or whatever, depending on what we're offering. And this is a very, very solid way to have a steady income outside of cons for artists.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to maybe try and explore that, see if that will happen. I think we will first start with T-shirts and stickers, because they are the 2 items that I can do a low quantity check for. So even if there's only 1 member in the month, we can still do that for you. However, with pins, with prints, it's
different beast.
100 or 200, right? So we're going to start small, but we are going to explore that, and we will probably be making some kind of episode about it. So again, watch that space.
Yeah.
We're towards the end of the wrap.
Yes.
And we cannot end this wrap without thanking some very, very important and special people to us.
Absolutely.
The peak important person to thank is Rob from Printing Like Rabbits, which he is genuinely a family member.
Absolutely.
But I cannot really express just how much without Rob this year would have not been the same in any stretch of the imagination. Not only did Rob print 6 different statues for us to display in different locations and different times, he also brought the statues at the risk of not being able to take enough stock for himself in some occasions. He's also traveled through our location, my location, to pick us up, to take us with him to events. There were events that he was going to do that we were not at all interested in initially or considering doing, that he asked us to join him at. And we did really well. So this year just could not have been the fantastic year that it was without Rob. And we cannot stress enough just how important it is for us that if you like us and if you support us, we really would love for you to extend that support and love to one of the people who, without him, really, we just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So please show some love to Printing Like Rabbits.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
He really yes. Close second to that high esteem.
High esteem. Close second is our love and appreciation for Decal Empire, who I send in those orders the latest possible. I feel like I have a wanted poster with my username and icon right at the Decal Empire HQ, with like a bullseye and a dartboard and darts over my forehead, because if we're leaving for con on a Wednesday, Monday, I'm asking, is there a chance that you can print these 500 stickers for me? So endless thank yous. Not only because you managed to send your orders on time, regardless of how pressing it is for me, but also the quality is on point.
Yes.
The communication is wonderful, even though I know you're dealing with so many people and so many artists. And I'm sure that, I barely reply to people. Let alone when you have like a successful online business, how many messages you're getting. So thank you a million time thank yous. We are looking forward to working with you on a even bigger capacity next year. We even discussed the possibility of maybe visiting the Empire HQ and doing a special episode around that to teach you how printing businesses and this sort of thing actually works, which would be amazing. Another big thank you goes to Shirt Display UK and the creators behind the Shirt Hero that absolutely revolutionized how we display our t-shirts. They look amazing. Every convention we have them at, we tell people about it. And again, sing their praises. They have been very kind. They understand that they're working with another small business. They're a small business of their own. They do conventions where they sell the Shirt Hero. So fantastic. It was amazing getting to know them and getting to work alongside them. And I need to put in another order soon because I don't have enough of them. They're great.
They are so good.
They're so good.
Easily the best, one of the best products we've used. Yeah, so happy with them.
Yes, 100%. However, these big companies, or small businesses rather, are not the only people we need to thank. We also need to thank all the people who helped our table.
So many. So many.
So many. I started the year thinking I'm going to be alone this year because Pick a Plushie was not really doing events anymore. And then out of the blue, Printing Like Rabbit said, oh, you can maybe come to an event with me and do MegaCon London at the start of the year. I relayed that information to Jay and asked if he wanted that to be the first non-Sonic con that he does.
Yeah.
And I assumed that was the extent of it. It was going to be Rob and Jay every now and then.
Yeah.
And then we had Nasser, which joined us at the first convention of the year as a customer.
Yeah.
We kept in touch, and by UK Games Expo was there the whole weekend, helping us out when I was just folding t-shirts like a crazy person for most of the weekend. We also have my friend Stephen from Glasgow, which we mention many times throughout the podcast here. We would like to thank Jake and Kay for repeatedly helping us at different events when Jake wasn't exhibiting. They drove down specifically to help us out, and it was fantastic. We also want to thank our podcast guest Stryblob, Tom, who was a star and came to fill in at MegaCon Birmingham and helped you out with recording stuff. And lastly, but definitely not least, you are going to be seeing her a lot more next year, is our friend Sky. We absolutely love Sky. I started my interactions with Sky again as a cosplayer and customer who visited me more and more and more, and we just became fast friends. And as of, I don't know when, I can't even remember the convention, but she was in full cosplay as Fizz, and one moment she's standing to the side just having a chat, and the other moment she's just passing t-shirts to customers and taking payments, and she had that look of, I work in retail, I know what I'm doing, and she did, and
she really did.
And she just became a table helper, and now she's traveling to help us at cons, and she's having dinners with us, and she's joined the family, and now you're cursed.
There's no escape now.
That's it. You're one of us.
No, literally like a duck to water. She just instantly was able to do all of it. And I will say a personal big shout out to her. There was Manchester Hyper Japan where you were unwell, and you
I was really sick.
We lost you for a whole day, the big day, supposedly the Saturday. And she was by my side without question and just supported me the whole day. And I cannot express how much I love that woman. She is a gift from God. I'm very happy to know her.
We absolutely, absolutely love you. You spoil us with your care and food, and just you're an awesome person, and we just can't wait to spend more time with you next year. Official announcement of a new table helper right there. And that's it. That's it. That is my Wrapped. We genuinely did so much stuff this year. From cons to the podcast, Kickstarter, restocking stuff, and going above and beyond where we could to do literally everything within such limited time. We traveled. We're exhausted, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And we couldn't have done it without people's support, without people's encouragement, not just monetarily, but also checking in on us at events. We got the best gifts, which we are blessed to have your motivation and your love and your kind words. And when someone says that they listen to our podcast, and we hear those words, we're like, we're so appreciative. Then when they escalate that to, I listen to whenever I'm working on a cosplay, when I'm working on my art, this and that, and they start referencing things that we said, I'm like, oh my God, they actually listen. So thank you so much. We are so excited for what next year is going to bring.
And I think it's worth saying, because I don't think you'll say this for yourself, but we thank so many people throughout this year for what they've done. But I think looking back at 2025, a huge thanks to yourself. The fact that you've been so steadfast. I've seen how hard you worked this last 12 months. I've seen the effort, the creativity, the visions you've had for things, the new people you've made, the friendships you've built. And I think you just genuinely should be so proud of this year, because especially seeing it compared to statistically, we've seen, how it's grown from like the previous years and stuff. So the fact that you've been able to have the faith in yourself to achieve it is the main reason why you've been able to achieve as much as you have. So yeah, genuinely so. I'm proud of you and your business.
Thank you. That's really sweet. No fate, just hard-headedness.
Same in my book. It's all, same. All counts. It's all good.
Thank you again, everyone. Keep watching till the end of the video so you can hear all the fun stuff that goes after we stop talking, including how to join our Patreon, that we need to figure out what we're going to do with that. Thank you for the people who support us on Patreon.
Yes.
Thank you to our sponsor, Decal Empire. We absolutely love you, and we're going to make 2026 an even bigger year for us working together. That is a promise. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Until next time.
See you in the new year, because this is the last episode of the year. That's crazy. Love you, bye. Bye. That's it.
Thank you to our Patreon dedicated members, Kit and Wolfburn. To join our Patreon family, visit patreon.com/theconcreatives. To find out more about the podcast and what we are up to, visit our socials at The Con Creatives or our website, theconcreatives.com.